You see, people always have the wrong idea just because somebody mentions this word law that everybody has to bow to it. I do not believe that way at all.
Right or wrong, John Singer was the kind of man whose will could not be broken. A fundamentalist and a polygamist with 2 wives. John Singer lived in the mountains of northern Utah, where he and his large family triggered an avalanche of violence and bloodshed nearly 3 decades ago. A sad saga that left John Singer and a Utah police officer dead. A story that could also serve as a cautionary tale for authorities today as they continue their pursuit of fugitive polygamous prophet Warren Steed Jeffs.
We would not make the first move, but I would not let anybody come into my home and take my children away from me without putting up some type of a fight.
And for John Singer, the problem started when he and his first wife, Vicki, pulled all of their children out of public schools in the late 1970s, just as Warren Jeffs did with hundreds of his followers' children about 6 years ago. The reason for the Singers? Because the textbook showed pictures of black and white people together.
John and I believe that there should be segregation in the races. They're integrating the books. He just objected to the textbook.
At first, the state of Utah agreed to let the Singers do something almost unheard of at the time, homeschool their children. But when John then refused to even let state officials monitor the education, a series of angry court battles erupted, leading to an arrest warrant being issued for John Singer.
I looked out the window and I saw 3 men on top of John, and I just ran out the door.
Indeed, on one occasion, heavy-handed cops posing as reporters tried to tackle Singer and take him in, but the raw-boned farmer fought back and got away. And suddenly, John Singer was a folk hero.
I told him I ain't got no interest in shooting him, but I told him if you ever try it again, I blow your stupid heads off.
But a short time later, it was John Singer who was shot and killed by police. They say he pulled a gun on them as they tried to arrest him out by his mailbox one morning. A shooting that silenced Singer, but only made the cries of his family and his supporters louder. This woman is John Singer's sister.
Are you happy?
I didn't do that.
No, but you were part of it.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you better believe it. Your blood on your hands, too.
Well, I'm sorry.
And this face-off between religious fundamentalism and secular law didn't end there. A couple of years later, John Singer's son-in-law, a young man named Adam Swap, who had married 2 of John Singer's daughters, then tried to avenge John's death by blowing up a nearby Mormon church, an act that Adam Swap reportedly believed would lead to John Singer's second coming.
The chapel in the building and the cultural hall is totally destroyed.
Adam Swap and the rest of the heavily armed Singer family then held police at bay for nearly 2 weeks until they shot and killed a police officer by the name of Fred House. Armored vehicles then rolled into the Singers' compound to end the standoff, a bloody little footnote in America's polygamist history, but also a powerful reminder to just how fast violence can erupt when secular law collides with fundamentalist beliefs in places like northern Utah, in places like Colorado City, and in places like West Texas.
The option is not with them if they're gonna kill me. It's with my God.